Welcome into the Daily Dish. Jeremy Werner, Joey Wagner, where Illinois just wrapped up its first official visit weekend for Illinois football. And Joey, it was a successful one so far. 4 commitments in the first 24 hours after this ends. Jamarion Harkless, defensive lineman out of Kentucky. Pat Farrell, outside linebacker out of Chicago St. Rita. Quarterback Cal Swanson out of Ardmore. And offensive lineman Rico Jackson out of Florida. What was your biggest takeaway, Joey, from the first official visit weekend for Illinois?
You closed on some guys that I didn't think you were going to close on right away. In Jamarion Harkless and Rico Jackson. I thought Cal Swanson, I thought Pat Farrell made a lot of sense. And some that I think you had crystal balls, Jeremy, for both of them. I just kind of felt like get them on campus, the timing was right. But you go in and you get the guys that, frankly, I don't know how much, Jeremy, you or I thought that Harkless was somebody after he blew up that was realistically kind of in the radius for Illinois there. And not only do you get him, you put your foot down early and he doesn't take any other visits, or I don't believe he'll be taking any other visits. That was kind of a flex there for Bret Bielema and his coaching staff, for Andy Boo, for Terrence Jamison. That was big, and you're batting 400 out of the weekend, out of your 10 uncommitted guys. I should say you're batting 400 by Monday. Like that's a pretty good batting average 24 hours out.
Yeah, we'll talk in another video about some unfinished business of this, Joey, but I think if you wrote the obituary about Illinois defensive line recruiting, all of a sudden you're wrong. It can change so quickly. And Jamarion Harkless, that is my biggest takeaway. They landed a headline defensive lineman, 6'3", 300 pounds, ridiculous mobility, good athleticism, but he's what a Big Ten nose guard looks like. This guy had Georgia, LSU, Michigan offers, right after Illinois offered. Louisville and Kentucky wanted this guy, in-state programs for him, and Illinois recruited the heck out of him. Credit to Andy Boo, who's been a fantastic recruiter for Illinois, who's just in constant contact with him more than any other program. And that got him on campus, I believe. And then Illinois struck the right notes. They got the law firm of Johnny Newton and Keith Randolph on him. Those are 2 really good hosts, really outgoing guys, and 2 guys that are probably going to play at the NFL. You get them around him. He feels really good about it. And then Terrence Jamison obviously did a good job selling. I know it's been a rough go the last couple of weeks for Terrence Jamison, but he helps close this one down, and so does Bret Bielema. It's just a monster get at the biggest need in this class, outside of continuing to elevate, obviously, the most important position at quarterback, which we'll see if Cal Swanson eventually is that, an under-recruited guy. But Jamarion Harkless, to me, is a 4-star caliber talent, a guy who can make an early impact, Joey, a guy with NFL potential. This is him and Caden Fagan are the headliners of this class. And when signing day happens, Jamarion Harkless is going to be one of the most important additions for Illinois.
Had a huge position of 1 need, and 2 nationally a position of need. There are not a lot of Power 5 defensive linemen at his level going around. It's just not a thing. I mean, there's a reason when a defensive lineman blows up, they rocket to the moon, because when somebody finds one and tape gets out there, they go, and they go fast. So to get in there, get that done, it had to feel pretty good for Terrence Jamison, I would think. That's it has been, man. It's been a tough month or so on defensive line recruiting, but you end up with a nose guard, no less, who can go in there and probably come out pretty early, play pretty early. And then broadly, Jeremy, zoom out a little bit. There's still a lot left on the board out of this recruiting class. There's still a lot of opportunity there to be had. We'll see if they can close it down, but you got to feel pretty good. You get 4 and 2 kind of quote unquote unexpected for the timing. So you got to think like maybe there's like broadly a pretty good vibe for all 10 of those guys. Everyone's different. You don't want to extrapolate too far into what it means beyond there, but clearly there's some pretty good feelings around the Smith Center over the last 48 hours.
Yeah, to sum it up, I think this weekend already has exceeded expectations, at least in the short term. Long term, they got a chance to do even better things. We'll talk about it all at IlliniInquirer.com.